All right, everybody. Hey there. Welcome to Die Mad About It. It's the show where we tell Doug to fuck off and he, well, dies mad about it. I'm your host, Brooke, aka TheTruthfulG, and I'm with
Amy, the president of WEMAD.
Very nice. Today we're discussing Lindsay Graham, lonely men, and vibrators. Let's get right into it. So, this is our first episode, and today we decided to start it off with Lindsay Graham and we're going to be discussing current events. So today is Lindsay Graham and his proposed cute little bill to kill even more women. What do you think?
I think all three of those topics actually go together. Lindsay Graham, loneliness, and vibrators. They're all kind of his life scenario. It's funny to me that he, being a middle-aged white guy who's single, no children, cares so much about a uterus. I'm pretty sure he's actually never seen one.
I have a theory that, like, with the name Lindsay, because he would have grown up in a very gendered generation, that perhaps he was made fun of relentlessly by women and men alike, and so now he just wants to see the world burn.
Yeah, or someone's pulling the strings. I'm really curious what's going on behind the scenes there.
Because he's not married, I don't think.
He's not married. He has no children. Yeah. No, he's as single as it gets.
Nobody wanted to procreate with him?
Weird. I know, it's pretty odd.
God, yeah. I feel like to counter it, we should make like a Lindsay Graham vibrator, and then we'll use those proceeds to, I don't know that
that would never sell. That would never sell.
I don't know that would sell. I mean, they
that's already taken though, I think.
They do have a Pete Davidson vibrator that did quite well, but Pete Davidson, Lindsay Graham, they don't look alike.
No.
Not like the other. Yeah,
Pete Davidson's got that swag. Something's up with him. I don't know.
I hate to admit it, but he does. I don't like it. But I mean, like, if somebody threw me a free Pete Davidson,
I wouldn't reject it.
What does his ban mean? That means that nobody across the board after, like, what is that, 2 months pregnancy?
Yeah, basically at 15 weeks. And so when women actually figure out that they may possibly be pregnant, it's pretty much already too late. And if it's not too late, by the time they call the, abortion clinic or their general practitioner or their OBGYN, they're scheduling out 5-6 weeks. And so women are just literally screwed.
Yeah. So, and I think that was the intent there with that bill.
Absolutely. What I find so funny is why do we care so much about it, right? Why do we care so much about what is happening to a fetus? You're going to tell me that it's pro-life. It's pro-life because they care so much about the living. Yet we're talking from a country that loves their guns, gets hard off the death penalty, floods the military with money. And you're going to sit here and tell me they give a shit about a fetus. Give me a break.
I was just talking about it in a TikTok the other day. We got Christy Nome out here in South Dakota. Oh, the sanctity of life, blah, blah, blah. You can't even air condition our schools.
Right.
What the hell are you doing? You want more children? You can't even keep them alive. So
not to mention no universal health care, no offering of child care. It's all a ruse, and it's all about control, and it's all about power.
It is truly. And on that note brings us to our next point, that there was a poll I read the other day.
Oh, no.
I want to laugh so hard I cry. It was this big poll that said men across the board, white men and specifically, are reporting record numbers of loneliness and are more single than ever. Which is Lindsay Graham's problem probably, is I can't think of any reason why women wouldn't want to date single white men like, Joe Rogan or, Andrew Tate.
Yeah. And it's all these guys that post these videos like, what happened to men, right? And they have the before pictures of manly men, burly men. And then they have the pictures of men painting their nails and in dresses or whatever have you. And the funny thing is that is what women are going for. Yeah. And women are, the true perspective here is what happened to men, because we went from this normalcy of men to the Lindsay Grahams, Andrew Tates of the world. And so women are like, no thanks.
Yeah, there's no happy medium.
No,
I can't think of a single happy medium. I mean, I'm trying real hard here. I can't even. I want to say like George Clooney, but we don't really know like what he's even about. He's just pretty, and then now he's old. So yeah, there's a lack of available options for
Well, that's
women.
it. That's it too. And women are waiting longer to get married. So, you know, when you look back through time in the 1950s, when women were forced to get married quickly because it was just out of necessity,
Yeah.
and, you know, survival basically. And now women are waiting longer and longer. Well, you've got the men out there that are saying, I don't date anyone over 25. And so there's this gap. It's like, well, that's not going to really work out, is it?
You mean Leonardo
There
DiCaprio? Is this
it
the
is.
gold standard?
Yeah,
You
it's
know what?
Leo.
Dionne Warwick was like, he's missing out because the
Totally.
older ones, we know what's up. And she's right. I think it was Dionne Warwick, but no, if you don't, I don't know if you watch A League of Their Own, the new season of A League of
I
Their
haven't
Own.
yet, but I want to.
It's pretty good.
Oh, is
I
it?
initially going into it was like, I don't know about this because they are so very closeted. But then you have to remember
Yeah.
it's like the 1930s or 40s or
Yeah.
whatever. But it's really beautiful. And in it, they talk about how several of them had to get married because they can't open a bank account without a man
Right.
there and things like that. And now
Right.
these days, like women have their own careers and
Right.
we don't need a man anymore. And
Right.
since we don't need a man anymore, I don't, our
What do
third
we need?
I want to say like I don't own more than 10 vibrators, but I don't own less than 6.
That's pretty good specific number.
And I can't like apparently there's like no return policy on vibrators, but I've never needed to return one. I like my options. Oh my god, they do. Have you you've seen? You have a wife.
Sadly what I keep seeing in my feed is the rose.
Yeah, the rose is really good.
I'm intrigued. I'm like, what in the world there's a lot going on here.
Listen,
and
like,
why does it keep showing up in my FYP? What's it trying to tell me?
I disgust myself. I get done and I'm like, I'm a pervert. That's it.
I'm a total pervert.
I mean, like, I have to charge them regularly. It's concerning. But it does make me wonder, like, these men miss out because in our 30s, I think it's in 30s. I don't even think the statistics are right on that. I'm sure some men took it, but like we're at our sexual peak.
Yeah, you know? Exactly.
We're ready to go. We just don't want to go with you.
Exactly.
You know?
Which is why it's a better idea that women wait, actually, longer. I mean, it's like we're finally able to tap into our desires. And who knows if we've been held back for so long because we're told not to, that we're not sexual beings. Well, give me a break. You know, it's the same thing when women were told to be a certain way and tried to put in a box. And it's like, this is not human nature for men to be sex driven and women just to be sitting here as objects for them to use at their, you know, disposal. It's like, we are human beings in general. Looking at the whole scheme of things, we have sex drive, men have sex drive, and everybody's different, right? So it's like runs the spectrum. It's like you could be asexual all the way to hypersexual, and it's literally across the board. It's not a male-female thing.
I mean, you're gay, and I think
yes,
gay.
I am.
Like men always want to say like, well, I can't compete with that thing. How are we supposed to compete with, you know, the toys?
They can't compete with lesbians either, if we're being honest.
That's what I'm saying. Like somebody's out there competing with them. You can't keep up. Okay.
Yeah, that's can't keep up is the new tagline. I'm gonna come up with a shirt.
Can't keep up. We ought to title that for our next podcast.
Oh, yes.
On that note, we'll probably wrap it up. But why are men? Do join us next week when we'll discuss why men are so obsessed with reproducing once they've hit a certain age limit. Amy, do you want to promote any of what you got going on, or where can people find our podcast?
Yeah, Dragonflies and Whiskey. We will have our podcast. I would hope to put it on your YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, we'll be putting it out to all of our socials. I'm TheTruthfulG, Dragonflies and Whiskey at Women Making All Decisions, WEMAD. And so you guys can catch us on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. We are in very early stages and I am struggling a bit. So be patient.
You're doing great.
Experimental time to our potential followers.
I like that we come right out of the gate talking about vibrators, though.
Oh, yeah. I'm probably gonna go.
I'm like in the mood now. Like, I gotta go.
It's good for your health.
It is.
Anybody who says it's not is lying to you.
I'm gonna live forever. So, at this point.
You will live forever, as will I. And you know what? The men can die mad. Oh my God! Die mad about it.
I'm mad about it.
Die mad about it. We're gonna invite some people on here who can talk next time. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening. We hope to see you out here and giving this a chance on Die Mad About It. We'll talk to you next week.